Good morning, everybody. The dynamic duo, apparently, we've decided. We're back to do some more canning. So I'm going to let Cammie talk about that because I am just your little host person here. What are we doing today?
Well, yesterday I felt like I needed to can some beef because I have a lot of chicken, but not a ton of beef other than ground beef. And I went to Walmart, Kroger, and Aldi's to check their prices. The first place I went was Kroger, and they had round roast for $4.99 a pound. And I was pretty excited because it's regularly $8.99 a pound. And so you have to use their digital coupon. You have to get on the app and go through hoops. But I got it for $4.99 a pound. So I bought 5, which is the max. And then I went back this morning and bought 5 more. And I may send my husband back to get 5 more, but we'll see. So I ended up spending $114 on 23 and a half pounds of meat.
Okay.
So I'm pretty excited. I'm going to have, I think, around 14-ish jars. So we're going to do just some roast, but also for the non-carnivores, I'm going to do some beef stew.
Okay.
For my husband and family. So we'll be able to see all of that. And I'm mostly all ready. I'm just going to continue prepping. I can actually probably move forward some.
Oh, sweet. Bring us closer. Do you guys see that giant bowl of meat? Because that's very exciting.
Big old bowl of meat.
Yep.
So I'm going to finish. I'm just going to prep my jars by putting a teaspoon of salt in each one. I already did these 12, and I'm just going to do these last 14 because I think I'm going to have enough to do a full bottom and a full top.
Wow.
To fill it up.
So you're just putting salt in the jars right now?
A teaspoon of salt for a quart.
Okay.
And then you can salt to taste later, but you probably won't even have to. So we're just going to fill these jars up. It's going to be fast. And I pack it in because I like to have as much in here as I can.
So I know when you did the pork and you showed us, it actually makes space at the end. Does the beef do the same thing, or is this your first time canning beef?
Well, you know what? I've made beef stew before, but I guess I haven't done just pure beef like this. But I imagine it will do something very similar.
Yeah.
So the meat is cold. The jars are cold. The canner is cold. You want everything the same temperature.
And Cammie told me that they make canners, she has hers on her stove and she's got to turn the fire on under it. But she told me last time after the show that they make them that you can plug in. And I was like, ooh, if I'm going to get a canner, that's the one I'm going to get. Because for some reason, that's less intimidating to someone like me. Just an appliance that I can plug in.
Yeah, and they make electric canners.
Yeah.
And I actually watched a video this morning about a family that uses one like mine and the electric canner just to get those last few jars in.
Interesting.
So they use both and they like them both.
Okay.
So even if you're a hardcore canner, there can still be a place for that.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be a hardcore canner, but who knows? I mean, I can't predict the future. Maybe I will like it so much that
I didn't think I would be, but I like the feeling that I get when I can. I like that feeling so much that I keep doing it because I feel strong. I feel capable. I feel powerful. I can make this food for my family safe. I can put it on the shelf. It doesn't give me value, but it makes me feel like I'm contributing in a good way to my family.
Right. Well, it'll be interesting to break this down by price per jar. Once we see how many jars you have.
Yeah, so what will happen is if I need more jars, which this is maybe more than what I have, then I'll just put them in the fridge. I'll just pack it up and put them in the fridge and can them when I get to it.
Okay.
Or I may freeze it and just eat them later, frozen, whatever's left here. We'll see.
So I have a question about your Kroger trip because we don't have Kroger, but we have similar stores where you've got to have a card. So how did you make that? How did you get that second? Because I thought once you maxed it out on your card, that was it. Like it was going to know that you used your card already. Do you have 2 cards, Cami?
I think I may have broken the rules this morning a little bit. So the cashier was like, "You can only do this once if you've already done it." And I'm like, "Okay, but it's." I showed her my app and it says, "You've used this once. You can use it again."
Oh, okay.
Like, but look, it says this, and she got kind of frustrated looking, and then she just went ahead and manually reversed.
Okay, so that's not breaking the rules. I mean, their app told you.
I didn't steal it.
No, they'll have to fix that app. What I like about my local store where I get most of my meat, which is Stater Brothers, and I wish you guys had them in other states, but they don't do the whole card thing. Okay. So if they have a deal and it's like limit 1, first of all, there's 3 Stater Brothers in my town. So if I want, I can just like store hop. But and sometimes it'll be limit 1 on like the standing rib roast and things like that, you know. But then because there's no card, you can just go back the next day or when, like anytime during that week.
Right.
And it's fine because they don't have a card. They don't have a way to track that. So it's within the rules, I feel, to just go back and get another one. But that's the place that always has the ribeyes on sale. They'll go on sale for $5.99 or $6.99 a pound. And then I fill my freezer.
Yeah, I might send Nate back to get 5 more.
Yeah, if he has a card, I know a lot of people do that where they'll have like the husband will have a card, the wife will have a card, and then that will allow that to happen.
Yeah. So I was gonna tell you the other prices. So I did continue on to Walmart.
Oh yeah.
The price at Walmart was like $7.99 a pound, $8.99 a pound for the same kind of roast as their regular price. That's fine. That's what Kroger is normally.
Right.
But I don't want to buy that. So I left there and I went to Aldi's and their regular price was $5.29.
Yeah.
A pound. So I still got a better deal at Kroger. I'm glad I got that there. But next time, if I just want to do 1 or 2, I'll go to Aldi.
Well, yeah, and then there's no limits or that kind of stuff, right? You can just.
Well, they only had 1.
That happens at my Aldi too, where it's like kind of small and they don't have a lot in stock.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I wouldn't have been able to. Oh, you know what? I went a little cray-cray, but I got salt in the bottom, so I can't. Okay, hold on. I was going to leave some jars to do some stew.
Oh, okay. Yeah, stew for the rest of your family.
Stew.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put a handful in the bottom. Okay. Now I'm going to move this. And my sink is in the middle here, so it's hard to move that unless I move it all the way over. So let's see if we can move it all the way over here.
Okay, so I can see those already finished jars. I cannot really see the empties, but I see all the already finished jars and yeah.
Okay, so this is the best way to use a veggie tray. So this is the chopped up ingredients for the stew. So I've got potatoes, celery, carrots, and then these are my freeze-dried onions over here. And I'm not going to rehydrate them. These are just paper dry because they're going to be canned. They will rehydrate in the stew.
Okay. Did you freeze dry those yourself? How did I know you were going to say yes? I was like, did you buy them that way? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's cool.
Right. So I'm just going to put some of everything. So there's no recipe. When you're cooking with meat, I mean, it's like soup, right? Like every time you do it, it's completely different.
Yeah.
And you just do it however you want. So, and he doesn't like a lot of celery, so I won't put him very much celery in those. I know he likes onion. And then I'll let him season them.
Okay.
And you can just wait. Like, you don't have to season them before.
Right.
You can season them when he opens them. So
yeah, there you go.
So I'll just leave those. Fill the top up with carrots. And because meat is the ingredient that takes the longest, it's still going to take 90 minutes. So everything will be nice and safe, and it still will only take 90 minutes, or it's all good.
Okay. Just so you know, your internet is glitching quite a bit. You're very frozen. I hear you, but your video is very frozen.
I wonder if it's because I moved it.
I don't know. Whoa. Hello. You all of a sudden jumped. Now I see your face, but you're frozen again.
Ah! It's frozen. Okay.
Okay. Now you're moving normally for now.
Yeah. Okay. For now.
For now. But your audio was mostly, I mean, we could hear you.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know. I moved it across the, maybe that was it. Just moved it. I'm looking, I kept it in here. I'm looking for this, but I don't actually need it. Sorry. That was a mental breakdown. So now I'm going to top them off.
Okay.
Because I've got all my jars here and I need to top them off. I do have a bunch of meat left over. I'll just find something else to do with them later.
Are you going to use that handy dandy tool you showed me last time? Because that was cool.
Yeah. I'm just going to get some water and everything first.
Okay.
Let the water kind of soak in, and then I'll measure. Then I'll debubble.
I was going to ask, I remembered. I was going to ask you about the debubbling. I remembered all these things, Cammie.
You know what? You watch a couple videos, you get smarter.
Yeah.
True. Not smarter, just more exposed.
Right.
This stuff is scary until you do it, until you see it, until you try it.
Yes. I did not know debubbling was a thing. Now I do.
Yes. All right. Let's do. Yeah, we're debubbling. And now I can see that I definitely need more water in all of those. So we'll just do these front ones first. Wow,
if you're just joining us, she is debubbling, which means getting out all the extra air.
So that you have the right amount of water in your jar. And so what I love is that I have 10 roasts, which would take up a significant amount of space in my freezer.
Right.
Which costs me money to maintain year round, to keep them frozen. And then if the power goes out, I have to quick cook 10 roasts.
Right.
And eat 10 roasts without any power. Like, that's not easy. So I love this because no matter what happens, they're ready to go. They're already in liquid. I don't need to store extra water to cook these. They're already in water. I'm ready to go.
Right.
And I can eat these cold. Just like a can of meat that you would get in the grocery store. You can eat it cold if you want.
Yeah, like if you have to. In a pinch, in an emergency.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Jay. Jay is here. He's saying hi.
Hello.
Hi, Jay. I am totally off this week, and Cammie is like the canning expert. And she asked me if I would come on and host, because as you can see, her hands are very busy. And we've done a couple already this week. And then she texted me again this morning and I was like, yes, let's do it. So here we are canning together again. When was your spring break, Jay? Or are you having it now or did you already have it?
Gonna transfer. There's too much water in this one and not enough in the others.
Jay says his spring break was last week. I hope it was relaxing, Jay. Yesterday, I just relaxed. I got a massage yesterday, you guys. It was nice. It was nice.
From your husband?
Yeah. No. From I went over there, and my husband, even though he works for a massage place, he still is a member. And so when you have extra massages, you can transfer them. So
Nice.
he transferred one to me. So that was very nice. I feel bad asking him because that's what he does all day. And like, that's the last thing he wants to do is give one more massage. I used to get them all the time when he was in school because he had to practice.
Right.
So Jay, I'm jealous of your planning period. We don't get those. Sorry.
Our daughter has like a toe issue or something. Like her toe is kind of turning. And we've been going to the chiropractor, and it's kind of like her hips and knees are locked up and stuff, and it's making her feet turn weird. So because he's a massage therapist, he's able to give her 3 massages a week, and it's helping.
I was going to ask if it's helping. Okay, that's fantastic. Hi, Scotty.
Amazing, because I can't afford 3 massages a week for a little kid.
And I would be surprised if they let them. I mean, it probably depends, but a lot of places have, like, you have to be 18.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
Mm-hmm. At least here in California. I mean, it could be more relaxed other places, but that's how it is here.
That's bizarre of California to do that.
Well,
allow so many other things for kids to do. Well, we will not go there. Okay, so I'm just going to get these ones ready.
Scott, I love lurkers. It's fine. I don't know anything about canning either, Scott. That's why I'm here and helping Cammie host. So welcome in. You can learn how to can some beef right along with me.
Or any meat.
Yeah.
But it's all the same. You just cut it up and you put it in a jar, salt it, water it, get it to the right level, clean the rim, put on your lid, put on your ring, and put it in the canner.
That's so awesome. Scott says he loves the idea of canning, but he hasn't made the leap to buying the canner. Scott, Cammie, if you weren't on earlier, told me that there's an electric one that you can just plug in. And I'm like, if I'm ever going to do it, that's the ticket for me. The one that you put on the stove, like she has here, that's still intimidating, even though I've watched her do it a couple of times now. He says he did some dry canning of rice and beans. Dry canning. What's dry canning, Cammie?
I think it's like you don't put water in and you do it in the oven. I think I've never explored that. That kind of scares me.
There you go. So see, Scott,
I can't find my canning trays, and I'm wondering if my husband knows. He probably put them away for me. So I need to
trying to be helpful, and
hey, Nate,
now they're hiding.
Where are the canning?
She has to go find her canning trays, you guys. Her canning trays allow her to make 2 layers. So in that tall pot back there, she can fill the bottom, put a tray, and then do another layer, which is super cool. Okay, so Scott says, I put the contents in a jar, brought it up to a temperature to kill the critters, and then put the lids on. Scotty, do they seal? Do the lids seal when you do that? And he says the contents won't spoil for 10 to 20 years. I mean, that's fantastic.
Well, people used to preserve food before they had factories.
Yeah, for sure they did.
Somehow they figured it out.
And he said the lids do seal.
Complicated everything.
Yeah.
Like rice and beans and things, people will dry pack like that.
That's what he did. Rice and beans for emergencies, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I just put them in a big 5-gallon bucket with some oxygen packs and stuff. And then I usually can them.
Okay.
When I get around to it. So
yeah, I've seen people use those like oxygen packs and the Mylar bags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
Yeah. And even though I do all these things, I still only feel like I'm playing around at it. Like I don't know anything. Because there are people that just they just know so much.
Hmm.
Like Laura.
Oh yeah, Laura is a true expert. But to me, you seem like an expert too because I've never tried it. So
All right.
it's all relative, Cammie. It's all
Yeah,
relative.
it is. It is. Yeah, and actually, so this morning I was looking for something in my fridge, and I was expecting to see it in a mason jar. So I was literally blind to it. I couldn't see it, even though it was sitting right in front of my face. And I think that is just so true of us with our expectations, right? If you think it's going to be hard, that's all you can see.
Yep.
And you psych yourself out, and it is hard because that's all you can see is that part. You just don't see anything else. All right. I think we're about good.
Most of those are all meat. Some of them are beef stew, but is there any difference in the amount of time you have to can them, or is it just all the same?
No, because you go for the one that takes the most time, which is going to be the beef.
Okay.
And so it's always going to be 90 minutes.
Got it. Okay.
The long one.
Okay.
And then everything else will maybe get a little soft.
Mm-hmm. But beef stew, the vegetables are usually soft anyway, right? I mean, to me, all the beef stews I've ever had, so I don't think that
And I think they're pretty too. I think they're kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
Little layered thing. I might do one more for him later. So I'll probably do another batch later. So now it would be nice if I had the electric one too.
Yeah.
To just throw the last few jars into that.
Yeah.
But being able to do 14 at a time is still amazing.
Yeah, that's a lot of cans.
Yeah, if you have one a week, that's 14 weeks. So you've got months of food from an hour of work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is enough water in there. Now you just fill it.
So basically you can get 7 jars per layer?
On the wide mouth.
Okay.
The regular mouth, you can't. All right, and I've got a little bit too much water in there, so I need to take some out. And sometimes that happens. You get a little overeager. Now I need a container. Because you don't want the water to be up over the rim. And mine's right up where it's about to seal, so I want it to be a little bit lower than that.
That seems crazy to me that you can have. So basically the second layer of jars doesn't have any water like touching the jars, right? Because the water only goes.
Yeah, so this is like water bath. The whole thing has to be covered to above the water. This is not water bath. This is pressure and heat. So it doesn't have to be touching the water. And then I'm going to add the rest of my, nope, I'm not. I'm going to clean these first. Then I'll add the vinegar. So I'm cleaning.
Okay, so while you're doing that, Jay's asking if you've ever water glassed eggs. His chickens are laying like crazy.
I have. I love them.
There you go.
So I did them in a big 5-gallon bucket. And you do like is it an ounce of the stuff to a quart of water? And then you put your eggs in and you pour it over. So I did them in a 5-gallon bucket, and that was a mistake I learned. Because the eggs get so heavy that they start to crush the bottom ones. And it's a solid box, so you can't see what's going on inside. So you can't tell there's problems in there. And if
Okay.
one breaks, it can make the water dirty and it can affect the other eggs.
So for us, totally new people to this, what the heck is water glassing? I have no idea. This is the first day I've heard that term, Jay. So thank you for teaching me some new vocabulary.
I don't know where mine is. It's called pickling lime. You'll see it to make pickles. It's like pickling salt. It's pickling lime or something.
Okay.
Like that. And you mix it in water and pour it over your eggs. And it basically seals the eggs so that no oxygen can get inside. Because an egg comes out perfectly sterile, perfectly clean.
Yes.
And if you don't wash it, take it straight from your coop, nice and clean, and put it in this lime water, it'll be good for 18 months. I've eaten them 18 months later.
Wow.
And they
just stay shelf stable or in the fridge?
In a big, I use them in pickle jars.
Okay. In a big jar. Okay. Huh.
So I put them in these big old pickle jars.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can see, and there's only going to be like 20, 30 maybe in here. So you can see if anything goes wrong really quickly. All right.
So
my last layer
interviewed the chicken farmer, the egg farmer. I mean, obviously there's a bunch of chickens, but it's for eggs, not for meat. Anyways, I interviewed her, and in California, it's mandatory that they wash the eggs.
And did you know that in countries that love their citizens, you are not allowed to wash them?
Wow. So
because washing
them
removes the protective barrier that nature put in place.
Yeah, absolutely. She told me all about that. So they only use water at her farm. They don't use like chemicals, but by law they have to do it.
So crazy.
Jay is asking, so even if they're dirty, you put them in without washing, right?
No.
No, okay, Jay.
I only use the clean ones. So I'll eat the dirty ones. I'll wash them and eat them myself or leave them on the counter and eat them. But I only use clean ones. And so, some days it gets a little hairy out there and you don't have any clean ones, but some days you have clean ones.
Okay. So you have to look for the clean ones if you want to glass them.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so this is done. I'm ready to start and we're done. And that was
gosh. Okay. So yeah, because you didn't last time when we did the pork, you were cutting. Yeah. And that took an hour, but it's only been 30 minutes and you're all ready to go.
Yeah, so I'm just going to even this out. And then you seal the cross sides opposite of each other. To get an even seal.
Okay, bye, Jay. Jay says his bell is about to ring. Oh, you brought me right back to school, even though I'm on spring break. We know the bell. We are Pavlov's dogs. Ring a bell and we got to move.
Okay. And then I go through my mind and think, what did I forget? Oh, I did forget I was going to put some garlic in the stew, but that'll be fine. I'm not going to open the whole thing just to put garlic in the stew.
No, I would not imagine so.
So that's it. It's super easy. When you're just doing meat, it's just salt and the meat, and it's fast and easy. I just did 10 roasts.
That's so crazy. Did you get them all in there?
No, I have.
Or you have some for later, right? You're going to do another batch.
I have this much left over. So this may be my lunch for the next couple days. Like,
there you go.
I can just freeze it. I can package it. I can do all kinds of things with it. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, now that I know about water glassing eggs, Cammie, I think one of these days you're going to have to water glass some eggs with me. I am fascinated.
I'm not getting enough clean eggs, but we'll see.
Darn chickens, tell them to be cleaner.
Put them in timeout. We're getting flooding. Like, it's crazy. So much rain here right now.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain here today and tomorrow, and it just rained like less than a week ago. So for us, that's unheard of. You're in Southern California, like, yeah.
Well, you guys I
got my walk in this morning before it started for sure. So
okay, well, that's all I have, and so I will do a short when I bring them out, and link the short and the video together so you can see the results. But this is, it's
Perfect.
going to be 3 hours before it heats up and cooks and cools down. Actually, it'll be like 4 or 5 hours before I can take these jars out. So nobody wants to wait that long, I'm sure.
No. But you do have links for all your products, right? Down below in the description. So those are all there if you guys are interested. So, all right. Well, thanks again for the tutorial, Cami. Everybody have a great day. Bye everyone.